Hi everyone, my name is Melissa,
Hi, I'm Mega.
and we're just going to talk to you today about some of the testing that you take in high school and some free resources that come with that.
All right, so first up is the ACT, and all juniors are required to take this per the district in February of their junior year. So there's usually four parts, but if you did the essay, there's five. So first up is the English, where there's five passages, which has 75 questions in 45 minutes. And then there's math, which is 60 questions in 60 minutes. And there's the 10-minute break, which is the longest break you'll get for this test. Then there's the reading. So there's the literary narrative, the humanities, the social science, and the natural science. So there's four passages, 40 questions in 35 minutes. And the science is six or seven passages, which it really just depends on what test you're taking. And then this is also 40 questions in 35 minutes. And then there's a 5-minute break if you're going into the optional essay, which is 40 minutes. So just the ACT is 3 hours and 5 minutes, but with the essay, it's 3 hours and 50 minutes. And our suggestions for this exam is to take it at the end of your junior year. This is when a lot of people tend to do their best on the exam, and it also gives you enough time to retake it if you want a higher score before you apply to colleges in the fall. So, and we say try not to do this any later than September of your senior year because it does take about a month to get those scores. So this will just give you like the greatest amount of time before applying to college. And like always, practice tests are going to be a key just to like get in the zone of taking the test.
Next, we have the SAT. The SAT is similar to the ACT, but it does have a different structure. The ACT or the SAT is accepted by colleges, so you can use either or you could take both to see whichever you do best in. So there are four different sections of the SAT. There's the reading, writing, and language, which is similar to English, and math, and the essay portion. The SAT does not have a science portion, unlike the ACT. So for the reading portion, you have 52 questions in 65 minutes. Then you have a 10-minute break. After that, you'll go into your writing and language section, which will be 44 questions in 35 minutes. Then you'll go into your first math section, where you're not allowed to use a calculator, and that will be 20 questions in 25 minutes. Then you'll take a 5-minute break before going into your second math section where you can use a calculator, and that'll be 38 questions in 55 minutes. And then if you do decide to do the essay, you'll have a 2-minute break before doing the essay for 50 minutes. So the essay or the whole entire SAT will be 3 hours and 15 minutes without the essay and 4 hours and 7 minutes with the essay. So just like the ACT, we suggest that you take this sometime around the end of your junior year, giving you enough time to retake it if you want to have like a higher score, to be more competitive for colleges, or even just to qualify for more scholarships. And then again, try to take this before September of your senior year because you want to be able to get those scores back in time before applying to colleges. And then same thing, practice tests are very important for these standardized tests because they are a certain structure, and just getting to know how to time yourself with it and the kind of questions that'll be on the test are very important.
All right, so next is AP tests, and these will be based on your AP classes in high school. And they're usually taken, I believe, in the during May of the academic year. And I do think you can retake them. Like if you do end up failing it one year, you can retake it the next, as long as you're in high school, I believe. But there are 38 unique AP exams, and they're usually about 2 to 3 hours long. And there's two parts. So the first part is always multiple choice, and you're only graded on which questions you answer correctly. So it's always in your best interest to just bubble in all the um, questions. And then part two will always be a free response. So, for example, for history, there's DBQs, but it really just depends on what test you're taking. And then for like specific AP test information, you can look at I included the link for the College Board website. they write the tests. And so on this website, you can like go see what tests, look at your tests, like what content there is going to be on the exam and all testing dates. And it does include, because of the pandemic, it has like which tests can be taken online. And yeah.
So here we've linked some free resources for these standardized tests. So for this ACT, this link will lead you to 6 free ACT practice exams. So this will give you some practice with like the ACT kind of content and the kind of time frame that you have for each section. And then they also have answer keys. So you can check your work at the end and kind of find where your struggle areas are. For the SAT, this link leads you to 8 free SAT practice exams from a College Board who makes the SAT. So this link will be like super helpful because this is going to be more reflective of what the actual exam will look like. And then again, just like practicing with the content, like how long you have for each section, and kind of just, yeah, like the kind of questions you have with the answer keys. For the AP exams, this link will bring you to a bunch of other practice exams for the different subjects that you're taking. So no matter what AP exam you are going to take, you'll have some practice through that link. And then these resources do cost money, but they are still, they can still be very helpful. So for the ACT and the SAT, there are boot camps, which are basically like they can vary in length. So it can be like a weekend, like each weekend for 1 month, or like a whole week long. And basically they'll just teach you a bunch of strategies and give you a lot of practice for those exams. The test prep classes are kind of similar to boot camps, but they're kind of on a longer term. So you can do this like for maybe a couple months or so in preparation for the SAT and the ACT. Depending on what company you choose to go through for those, prices will vary, but definitely utilize the resources given by your school. So if your school offers like some sort of like boot camp or like a discount on like a test prep class, definitely take advantage of those.
Right. So when I was in high school, I did go to high school in Reno. So for me taking these exams, so for the ACT, I suggest the Princeton Review book. This is honestly just the most helpful book out there. And they do have a 2021 version, and there's 6 practice tests, and they'll give you answer keys and explanations for every one. There's also content review and strategies. And it just really it is specific to the ACT, which is such a big help since it differs a lot from the SAT. And then from the SAT, I would use the College Board book because the College Board does rate the SAT and the AP exams. But just using College Board's official study guides is probably the most effective way to, like, when you're taking practice exams and reviewing content. And as of right now, I know they have a 2020 edition. I don't think the 2021 edition's coming out yet, but if it has, always get the most recent edition. But it really doesn't matter what edition you have because at the end of the day, they're all they're all for the same test. But so the College Board study guide has 8 full-length exams with answer keys, and there are explanations. So it's just really good.
For AP exams, there are different kind of prep book companies that you can purchase like content review books from. So there's Barron's, Princeton Review, and Kaplan, which I hear are like kind of the bigger ones. So these books have like a bunch of content for you to review just in case you have like any trouble areas in that AP class, in like a more condensed version, so you get all of like the important information you need. And they also have other like practice quizzes at the end of each chapter, and like other like full-length exams that you can just practice more with. So in addition to the resources that your AP teacher provides for you, this is another just like another thing to use to prepare you for the exam.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. That's it from us.